Hey, welcome to IMO, In My Opinion, with J&M. Jonathan, you're looking nice over there. With a nice
I was about to say, how long have I known you for?
Me?
Yeah.
Quite a long time.
30-something years?
Yeah, just about.
This is the first time we're wearing the same outfit, right?
Almost.
We're twinning today.
Almost. Oh my God.
We're like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito and twins.
But it would be the opposite because I'm the taller one. You're the
but come on.
I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Come on.
How you doing, man?
I'm all right, man.
How's your day?
Aside from waking up with a swollen face because of allergies, I'm all right.
Who do I got to beat up? Who do I got to beat up?
Yeah, it's so bad right now.
Please don't tell me I got to beat up somebody's father.
Uh-oh. Why would you have to do that?
Because you're my son.
Oh, yeah.
Son.
Yeah, last time I checked, I'm older than
Yeah, you are.
Oh, damn.
So we have two guests today. Very special
You
guests.
heard how she said that? She said, oh, damn.
Let's talk about
I have someone I went to high school with.
Yes, sir.
And I have someone who I went to graphic school with. This is crazy. This is a trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
I'll let them introduce themselves.
Ladies first.
Oh, thank you.
Pick a name.
I'm gonna pick a
gentleman.
name.
I'm a
Okay,
gentleman.
so most people know me as Moomies, but my name is Soli. I go by Soli. So Soli Brandon.
What's going on, world? Neme Cancer here. Blessings to all. Let's get it. We're gonna talk about it.
So you guys, well, let's start with you because you're an artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're a rapper, right?
Songwriter, music artist,
Producer.
you know.
You're producing the whole nine yards?
Not just a rapper, you know. 'Cause
No, there's a lot of it.
I'm
We're
an
going to
artist.
get into
I'm
all
an
of it.
artist, yeah.
You're
But I
an
do
artist.
I rap. I like that beat too in the beginning, the intro.
Oh, it cost me like a whole $30.
It's nice though.
Hey,
I had to do it this time though because the first time I had a song, it got copywritten. It was supposed to be what do they call it? What it's like no copyright. What's it called?
Copyright infringement? No copyright infringement.
Right. It had like a thing where like you can use it if you want to. Or whatever,
Oh, it was
right?
like a
They
lease
gave
or a patent.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they gave me this whole spiel about you can use it, whatever. And I think somebody used it who made a lot of money on YouTube, and then they wanted their
purchased
share
for commercial
right?
use.
They wanted their share. So
you better
I'm
make
like,
sure
you know
it
what?
states that stuff in your contract.
I'm just gonna fucking buy one, and I bought this one.
Pretty
for
decent.
now.
I know you want to
$30
put
you got
some
your
words
money's
behind
worth.
it. Let me
Yeah,
know.
you know. Oh hell yeah! You know
Put
what?
some words behind it.
Hey,
Let me know.
we
got
can
some
make it work.
bars,
We can
you
make it
know.
work.
Definitely.
So where was what made you want to write music and work in music?
I mean, honestly, I just always been good with words since I was younger. Since I was a little kid, I've always been good with words. I would literally be driving with my brothers, and I would see letters or street signs or anything that had like just a few letters on it, and I would actually make words, make bars out of it, make lyrics out of it, and just I always watch Wheel of Fortune when I was, young with my mother. Like that was our thing, family come together, watch Wheel of Fortune, and I would always solve the puzzles. So
He's gonna be like, I didn't even get to say it yet. Dang.
And we would go at it though, like my mom, we always would go at it as far as who can actually solve the puzzle, and we would always try to just keep it in our head until we actually knew the puzzle. And then my mom would come out with, saying the words and shit like that. It's like, Mom, relax, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you know the full puzzle before you say it. But but besides that though, it was a funny story to that, to be honest. It was my brother. I remember he was in high school and I was probably like 12 years old or something. And it was him and his friends, and they were rapping. We were inside the room and stuff, and they were rapping, and then they started just, making a freestyle, I guess a cipher. I didn't know what a cipher was at that time, but they were doing a cipher.
I don't know what a cipher is now.
A cipher. You know what a cipher is?
Exactly.
Basically, they got together and started, they started spitting bars. They started rapping in a circle, and then it went from a circle to started rapping on me, like roasting me. So I didn't take, I took offense to that. I didn't take that lightly. So then I was like, one day I'm actually gonna come back and get you guys. You know what I'm saying? So then I just started. I'm getting a little better, listening to a lot of music, a lot of people, influence me and all that, we can get into that. And then I just started writing my first rap. I was 14, maybe 15 years old. I remember it was a yellow sheet, and I wrote it with red ink. And I still have it till this day.
He sure does.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's pretty decent, man. I mean, at that point, I thought it was the shit, you know what I'm saying? So you can only imagine now. I feel like I progressed. So
Oh, of course. I mean, but I think everyone goes through that stretch, right? Where we're like, I'm just starting now. I'm figuring this out. I'm the shit.
Yeah, that's
And
when
then
you
start
figure
to
out your own
realize. You
talent.
start to realize, okay, you develop and you need to get better. You start to look at people that are better than you, right? Like that's what I do.
Yeah,
As an actor, I do the same thing.
Yeah, of course.
Like I know I can think all I want that I'm the greatest actor in the world. I know inside I have there's always room to improve.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can
learn.
you never stop learning.
Exactly.
No matter if you're a professional, whatever it means, there's always Time to
no,
learn. Kobe
absolutely.
Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, right?
Facts. Rest
And
in
that
peace,
man
Kobe.
was learning until the very last day. He was
Yeah,
like,
that's dope.
"Shut up, John."
On and off the court, though. On and off
the court, yeah,
You know
because
what I'm
he learned to be a father. He learned to be a
Exactly.
man. You know,
Businessman.
we saw him grow up literally, you know, in front of our eyes. You know, and
Yeah, exactly.
love that man. So when you started rapping, what was your technique? Because I find rapping like such an interesting thing. Because I can't put two words together. Me personally, I can't put two words
he
together.
cannot.
Well, it depends because you got rappers that can write, and then you got rappers that can freestyle.
Where
And
you
then
at?
I can do
He does
either or.
both.
You can do either or?
Yeah.
he
That's
can.
a talent.
Like, you know what I'm
He
saying?
can.
That's crazy.
Because and it's funny when people would when artists would tell me, "Oh, I can rap, but I can't freestyle." I always thought that they were lying. Like, how can you not freestyle but you can write? Then as I got a little older and started learning more of the art and stuff, I'm like, okay, I guess you got to take your time to actually come up with the words and all that, come up with concepts. Because I'm all about coming up with concepts, lyrics. I don't just write bullshit. I don't just let the beat play and come up with some bullshit. Oh, I got hoes, I got cars. No, I'm actually saying shit in my music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, I take pride in making sure everything that I write line for line makes sense, that even if you had no beat behind it and you said everything that I'm saying as if you're talking, it made sense from start to end.
Yeah, there's
You know what I'm
substance behind it.
Exactly. Like I love storylines. I love actually making people understand what I'm saying, like feel it. You close your eyes, hear the song, and you can feel it. You get goosebumps on you. You know what I'm saying? If you're going through a bad day, it can get you through it. If you're feeling sad, I got some songs that can motivate you, take you to the gym, get your workout on. All that types of stuff.
I've always felt that rappers fall into like two categories for me.
What are
You know,
they?
you
Let's
got
hear the
Good and bad.
categories.
Good and bad.
Oh yeah.
You got the
Yeah,
rappers?
No. Beyond that, I think you have trendy rappers and you got storytellers.
Okay.
Like to me, like Nelly, for example. And mind you, this is when we were kids.
We're
right?
aging.
When we were kids.
Nelly.
When we were
We're
kids.
aging.
Like,
Yeah.
mind you,
You're aging
I don't
us.
really listen to rap
Dating
like
us.
that no
For
more.
you millennials, look up Nelly. Nelly.
Right?
Everybody's gonna start putting on a Band-Aid right
I
now.
swear.
And
Nelly
wearing Air
Furtado?
Force Ones.
Yeah.
Fucking
Please.
so he was, I mean, I'm not saying he can rap. He was a trendy rapper. Like his songs were for the club, and you heard him in the
Yeah,
club,
you're
whatever.
mainstream.
But like to me, like Eminem was like on a different level
Facts.
Of course.
because the
Facts.
dude tells stories.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you listen to Stan, for example, which is a classic, right?
Right.
It's a
Favorite song.
movie from beginning to end. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost a script.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like
It's what Joyner does now.
those are the differences to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I think when it comes to the trendy rappers, I don't really consider them.
Rappers.
No, they're still rappers, I guess. I mean, I guess they're rappers, but I don't
Are
consider
they
them.
rappers?
I don't know. TikTok
Just in a
rappers.
different category.
Yeah, they're in a
I
different,
guess.
but they're never gonna be in the same
No,
like
they're really not.
tier as
Nah,
like Eminem
nah.
or like say I like Jay-Z, he's good too, or Nas
Yeah.
was a monster back in the day.
But like
You know,
a lot of the artists that you're like giving their flowers to, like those are like conscientious rappers. Those are like what you're saying. You got your mainstream, and then you have like, for us, it was always you're either a backpacker or you're a gangster rapper or a
Right.
rapper or whatever, and that's like the difference of the two or whatever. But the difference between the two really is the substance. Like you get a lot of substance from like the Nas, the Common, the artists like that. Joyner's killing it with the freaking
Right.
visuals.
there's a lot of mind to that.
Oh,
to
yeah,
their
of
stuff.
course.
There's a lot of mumble rappers out there. Let's be real. There's
Right,
mumble
yeah,
rappers.
yeah.
They got
That's
lazy.
annoying.
They got lazy as far as writing.
Yeah.
And
You
it
know?
even goes. It
They
even
got lazy
translates.
with pronunciation.
That's what I mean,
Y'all don't
mumble
even
rapping,
want to
yeah.
freaking
It even
pronunciate a
translated
word.
into Spanish too. 'Cause in Hispanic, like let's use Puerto Rican rap for example. Like you have people that are really trendy, right? But they can't rap worth a lick. Like you can't compare. Like Daddy Yankee's a legend, right?
Of course.
He's legendary, right? But his lyrics to me don't even compare to like someone like Vico C or Calle 13. Like they're in
Yeah,
different
yeah.
leagues.
Yeah,
you know what
for
I'm saying?
sure.
But the crazy part is that the popularity of them is where I find the issue. Because I'm like, to me, Calle 13 should be one of the most popular rappers in Spanish of all time.
Right,
but
right, right.
He's not, right?
It's like that.
It's because, and it's unfair.
Yeah.
It's
Like it's
super
unfair.
That's how I
You
feel.
can be the freaking
That's how I
greatest
feel.
at whatever you do, and it
Like even
just will
Eminem
not.
has that issue in a
Yeah.
way. Because Eminem, you don't hear Eminem in the club.
Nah.
You hear him, you listen to him because you know how good he is. But like he's not that type of guy where like, oh, I'm gonna go to the club. I want to listen to that new Eminem.
Because he don't got
Right.
that in the club type of music.
Yeah, he
Not
don't,
saying
you
he
know?
can't do it, but he just
He definitely can't get
He
it.
takes pride in what he writes
It's
as well.
a beat thing. Like
That too.
who's listening
That
to
too.
lyrics in the club? Nobody's
Exactly.
listening to lyrics.
They too gone to actually
Nobody wants to
understand
hear
what's
that.
going on.
I was singing them songs to them girls back then. I played with me, man. When that Aventura would come on.
Oh yeah,
Rap?
He's in the corner.
Well,
Bachata.
even
Something
Daddy
different.
Yankee and those boys, man. That's what I was doing. So okay, so you would consider yourself more of the writer, or you could do both, but what do you prefer to do? Because I'm assuming.
I mean, once again, I guess it depends on the situation.
I'm assuming it's a little. You can get a little more detailed when you're writing,
yeah,
because the level's a little different, right?
Yeah, and then as far as writing, you take your time with it. You know, you can take your time with freestyling. Is like right then and there. You know, so yeah, I take pride in songwriting. You know, I wrote a lot of songs for her as well. And she's a beast as well too, as far as the songwriting. You know, she gets down.
Oh, you're a rapper too, girl.
She's a rapper, singer, she's a poet. She does it all, man. You know, don't be fooled by her quietness.
I know she has some talent.
So she motivates me as well to do what I do now. So definitely, it's us against them, like we say too. If you check out our website, people, ourbranding.com, we got that as well too on the clothing. Us over them.
Absolutely,
you know, check that out. So
speaking about motivation, I see you every day. You're always posting something positive on Facebook.
I try to.
What inspires you, man? Why do you do it?
I mean, honestly, I do it because no one really did it for me until now. You know what I'm saying? Until now.
Damn.
Like that? Until now, people, boom, get that in there. Yeah. But
we're gonna get them brownie points today.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's one.
Run it up.
Put one on there right there. No, but I mean, honestly, because like I said, I feel like sometimes people need to hear that. There's people that go through a lot of shit every single day. My bad for cussing. Maybe we can cuss.
Oh, hell yeah.
I can't do that.
Thank you.
I'm trying to minimize the beat button, but
you're good.
yeah, there's a lot of people that go through things on an everyday basis, and they necessarily they don't get the question asked, "Are you okay?" You know, how are you feeling? Or even just to wake up and see something as far as just somebody doing something or getting motivated and just saying, "Hey, good morning. Today's gonna be a great day." Sometimes they go on social media or just wherever they go on, and they might see something that's depressing, and that might mess up their mood even more. Why now? If someone wakes up first thing in the morning, they can see something that says, "Hey, this is gonna be a great day today. Don't worry about what happened yesterday. Yesterday's yesterday. Today's a new day. You can actually get on your feet and just forget about it because that's the past." And even if people don't watch my shit, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. I still do it regardless. I was going to stop doing it for a little bit, but I was like, at the end of the day, I cannot stop saying stuff that I feel because I need to get it out there. That's why I do so much music as well. I mean, I got so much music. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
He really does.
Dude, that's awesome.
I'm like, are you going to organize these files?
Like, straight up. Like, for real.
Like, sir, I'm going to need you to fix all of these files.
At the end of the day,
we need more storage in the computer.
No,
we're running out of storage.
We need a backup file. We got another external coming too. Don't worry about that.
Jeez. So you big on mental health?
Yeah, that's another reason why I actually do these inspirational videos as well. And I try to, like I said, I try to do it every day in the morning because once again, first thing in the morning, you wake up, you want to see something that's gonna uplift your spirits.
Absolutely.
So as far as mental health, I feel like that's a big issue, and it's a big issue that a lot of people don't speak on. I feel like it goes on within a lot of people, not just people that are going through, poverty, that are in the hood. You know what I'm saying? There's people that are actually got so much money, people that are in the industry, famous people, people that are actually up there that are going through mental health, and they don't speak on that. They got the opportunity to speak on it. They got the platform, and I salute those that actually take the opportunity to speak on it. Like, I actually watched an interview with Lil Wayne too not too long ago. I was showing her. I actually forgot the guy that interviewed him, but he was speaking on mental health. And I don't know if you know, but he has a song on, I think it was the Carter 3. Or that he speaks on how he accidentally shot himself with a gun. I don't know if you know about that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he talks about a song, you know what I'm saying? And he said that he shot himself with a gun, and he talks about that, and he said that he was going through mental health and all these issues as well, and he really didn't have no one to speak about it. So that's the reason why, like I said, I get back to these videos to try to just, maybe one of the videos if someone sees something, a video that I put up and they're going through something, maybe that particular moment right then and there, it will get them the courage to just speak up and say, "Hey, you know what, I'm going through this," or let me speak to my mom, or whatever situation they're going through. Maybe they'll just have a little bit of more motivation from seeing my video to actually speak up on it. Because no matter what, mental health is here, and it's going to be here to stay regardless.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what kind of impact.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, anything you say, that's a positive. I mean, you have no idea. Maybe that kid is thinking about, killing himself or whatever. Exactly. You may have prevented. I mean, you'll never know. Right. But you never know. I mean, who especially with social media the way it is now.
Exactly.
Like, you have the reach is like endless.
Man.
The fact that we have fans. Yeah. Where do we have fans at? In fucking Turkey. Turkey have fans in Turkey.
That's dope. Salute.
Like that.
Salute to Turkey, man.
It's crazy. You never know who it reaches.
Exactly.
And like you said, I think sometimes we just we don't have anybody that'll listen or understand. you know, whatever. I think mental health is a big thing.
Of course.
I think it's something that as we grew up, because we kind of all grew up in the same
shit,
era.
it wasn't like that when we were growing up, right?
Yeah, it was. We were trained to hide that. It was almost like a weakness.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a stigma of this weakness.
I was like 12, 13 years old, and I told people I was going to a psychiatrist. If I was to do that, they'd sit me in a corner and call me crazy and shit.
Be on that
totally
little yellow
different
bus.
now. Yeah.
Tell me
Yeah.
about it. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's almost sad to think back and think that we couldn't express ourselves like that. You know? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't even know if I have a mental problem. I feel like everyone.
You got mental problems.
You know what? I wouldn't even put it past, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of those weirdos. Like I'm very, and I'm assuming you're probably the same way.
A weirdo.
I
mean, hey,
that was a weird way to phrase it.
No, a weirdo in the sense of dedication. Like I'm so like, and you know, John.
Well, that's a good thing.
If something gets in my fucking mind, it doesn't stop until I'm done. Like it drives me nuts. Like right now, I'm losing my goddamn mind with this short film I'm trying to do. Like every day, this is what's on my mind. Like I got to do this. How am I going to do that? How am I going to figure out this? Like that's driving me crazy, but in a good way, right? Because it's like, I mean, you got to take a break at some point.
Yeah,
right?
I was going to say you got to find the balance, because right now, like we live in a culture that's like the microwave generation. It's like go, run, do, you know, being overproductive and then realizing that you weren't really productive at all because you were spending a lot of time thinking about what you wanted to do to be productive, that you couldn't even get to it. There's different levels of different, you know, there's mental health is such a wide spectrum, and there's different levels. There's, you know, there's there's long term, there's short term, there's different things you can go through. There's, you know, PTSD, there's depression, there's all kinds of different stuff that you can be diagnosed with at different eras for different reasons. There's different triggers, people go through different traumas, you know what I mean? So when it comes to mental health, like there is a stigma, especially in like the Afro-Latino community. Like it's like, no, you don't have a problem because we're in such, you know,
deal with it.
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it was a thing of embarrassment.
Yeah,
like for the
parents.
Like I know you clown around with it, but you've said it before too. Like, because he has 3 kids, right? So it's like if his kid had who were we talking? We were talking about somebody's kids. I hear some popping, but whatever. We were talking about somebody we know's kids who has issues. Okay. Right, and then it's almost like the parents have a hard time even admitting that they have a problem. You know, and I understand. I mean, I don't understand. I don't have kids. He has kids, but like, you don't want your kid to be that way, right? Because we know when we're growing up, as we grew up. Now it's a little different, right? Because I think now it's a little more understandable. As before,
it's way you were getting
picked on.
30 years ago.
If you had a problem, you were getting picked on, which is, obviously we were some really bad kids.
Social media.
I mean, it's still going on now as far as bullying.
But I think it's different. I think it's a different type of bullying now as it was with us. Well, we didn't have social media.
Now you can speak about it.
Now, bullying to us was like actual face-to-face
bullying.
But
now it's cyberbullying.
There's a large range of information that is dispersed into this generation that necessarily was like at the startup point when we were growing up. Like, you know, we had dial-up internet, and we had.
Well, I tell people all the time, we're the best generation, bro. We know what it's like. We're the last generation to know what it's like prior to what it is now.
Exactly.
You know, because we were in the tail end of all the old tech and into the new tech.
Right.
You know, we can still manage because, like, I mean, everybody has, like, I'm pretty sure our parents. Everyone here on this table, our parents can't really handle a smartphone, can't really handle a Mac, whatever. They still call us to help, right?
For real.
They still call us to help.
My dad couldn't change the fucking input on the TV. I'd be downstairs in the basement, he's slamming the TV. What the fuck? Oh, he didn't curse, but you know, he was a screamer.
It's crazy. I love our generation. I love it for that reason, because it's like we know we're tested. Now, mind you, we're a little more stubborn. We're a little more.
Because that's that old school. Things. Because we have still
exactly.
We still have that old school like
we know
it
what
hasn't
it is.
been watered down.
Yeah, we got that mentality.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but we learned how to suck it up in a way. You know what I'm saying? Versus now, it's like you shouldn't have to suck it up. If that makes any sense. Like if a boy picks on you when you're a boy, when you're growing up as a kid, like you're supposed to like, you know, man up and you know whatever. Now it's the opposite. Now it's like, and I'm not saying it's wrong or right. I'm just saying it's kind of the opposite. Now it's like you gotta express and try to communicate and this first before anything. You know,
which is okay. I mean, which is okay, but you see, those types of things are like, those are not realities for where we grew up. So like, I work with children. I have always worked with children. So, you know, if I'm if a child hits another child, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, hey, your hands are not for hitting. Who was telling us that? In the conversations in our living room,
because it depends on the parenting.
The conversations that we were having in our living rooms were not, your hands are not for hitting. It was if somebody comes up to you and whacks you, I'm sorry, mom, but she was like, you better wax that ass, or if I find out, like when you come home, that's your ass. Exactly. And I was like, she's like, who are you more afraid of? And I'm like, shit, you. My mother, definitely. My mother, Cookie, I'm sorry. I'm more scared of Cookie than I was anybody at our grammar school. So I was like, look, sorry, but I got to wax that ass. Like, and I promise you tomorrow I will say hello, but today, I'm not getting my ass whooped. So that was like, people don't realize that, yes, things should be a certain way, but we weren't privileged to those ways because where we grew up, it was not that way.
We were taught to be tough.
That's what I was going to say. It made us stronger.
They hit you, hit them.
It made us stronger.
It's that eye for an eye. Mm-hmm. And now, don't get me twisted. To some degree, I still have that concept. Like, I've had phases where it's like...
I can see it in your face right now.
Hold on, let's get that straight right now. Let's get that straight.
Nice and clear.
But I do prefer the peaceful way because... People go out, I don't got time for all that. I'm on a nice spiritual journey. Keep that shit away from me. But... we were not privileged to those types of things. And people don't realize that, like, having a fight at school when you're a certain age, that's traumatic. PTSD. You don't realize that somebody constantly being negative to you, a classmate that sits next to you, causes you, whatever mental health issue they want to label it as, whatever diagnosis they want to give you. But when we were growing up, we didn't know about all of these. I didn't know what PTSD was when I was growing up. Did you? I didn't know that until I was an adult. Like, what the hell is that?
We also didn't have access to that information.
And it's different as well.
Or research, information, like the technology and all of that stuff has made it really possible.
I'm going to the library to look up
PTSD.
When we had an issue when we were younger, we had a confrontation. We dealt with it right then and there. And then the next day, either they talked about it or that was it. Now they got internet where they can keep on watching it over and over again.
It's like toxic sometimes.
Like, remember that fight yesterday? No, let me show you on YouTube. Boom, it got 3,000 views.
Or just even all the graphic content that's on the internet. Like, you have to screen what your kids are watching 24/7. And that desensitizes them. So it's like, we were watching TV and stuff like that. We didn't have access to choose whatever was on TV. That's what we had to watch. Those were our options.
Now you got so many pop up. Want to go here?
Now there's all these suggestions.
I'm curious.
It's crazy.
There's so much out there now. I think that's the craziest part. I don't think anybody ever knew that it was going to get this bad. Like,
I don't think so either.
Literally, there's so much information. Think about what a website was in the 90s, right? So a website, like a WWF website, because everybody was a wrestler at the time, right? Mm-hmm. It was literally like a picture, a little bio, and that's it.
A one-pager.
That was it. Yep. That was it. Now you could literally look up the history of this person. You could watch a video about the history of this person. It's insane.
Find out the name of their pets.
Yeah, their parents, their history, their blood, their blood
their blood type.
Yeah, everything. It's ridiculous. Speaking of mental illness,
why you look at me when you said that?
I think you have a mental.
Let's talk about it.
John. That obsession with that man over your shoulder is a little suspicious. Going on. You got problems. Schwarzenegger that much, but okay.
We could speak about it, John.
Here's the thing. So, have you guys heard about the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I think there's mental issues going on. Of that right there. Like, that is an insane. Oh my God! Like, this is getting so entertaining.
I haven't followed up with that. I think he just mentioned it to me,
it's
and
still
then
going on, right?
And then I saw a couple of things briefly, and I was like, I'm like, okay.
Now, I told her about did you hear about when she supposedly shit in his bed or something?
Oh yeah, I heard.
I was like, what the fuck?
Amber Turd.
That's what they called it.
Amber Turd.
What is that buzzing going on here? Is that everybody pushing your connectors to your headphones and your mics? Just I don't know what the hell's going on.
I thought you were pressing like a button every time. I'm saying some good shit because he's pressing.
I don't know if it's just coming through the headphones or it's actually coming through the recording. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it. But I'm sorry, what were you saying? I'm sorry. Did we just lose track of what we were saying? Something about Amber Heard pooping on
Shorty was in
just
on
as far
his
as what she's
freaking
doing.
pillow.
I mean, I don't know who's right or who's wrong in the situation. I just know that there was a lot of domestic violence going on.
Hold on. Who do you think? Okay, you're a lady, so who do you think is right?
Yeah, all I know is that I didn't follow the story. I don't like to watch things like that.
What is going on today? Continue. We'll find out what's going on at some point. Hopefully this comes out nice.
Okay, so I don't watch TV. I try when I go to my grandparents' house. My grandfather has a TV on. I'm always like, the hell is on this TV? So I don't follow anything. I don't watch TV. I stay away from all that kind of stuff for my mental health. Okay, seriously.
But if you had to say, who would you say in your opinion as a woman?
Look, all I know about the whole thing is that she did what she did on the dude's pillow and like the borderline cut his finger off. Like, no, that's wrong.
Okay. So
fill me in.
I've been following the whole thing since it started, right?
Okay.
And it's because I'm really bored at work sometimes, and I just listen to the case. But I'm one of those dudes that likes to listen to, court cases because you genuinely hear both sides of the coin, right? Because a lot of people just take one side and run with that, right? They don't necessarily take the time to listen to both sides.
People like preconceived notions.
And I'm a type of dude that like the evidence is going to prove what it proves, and I'm going to make my decision.
Right.
I try to go in unbiased, right, as much as possible,
right,
and then listen to both. And then come up with
and they got recordings. And
right. I mean, everything's there. So like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think they're both fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, okay. Anybody, if you guys like been, and you don't have to answer, I'm just gonna ask the question. Like, drugs by any chance? Anybody?
Some weed. That's
weed
about
is about
it.
Anything stronger than weed?
Not about it.
I don't think that's a drug though. But nah, definitely. I never dabbled into none of that bullshit.
So we're gonna go into like a dream world and say that we've all done this. Okay, we kind of have an idea of what it does, right?
Hypothetically, we've done it. Okay.
So I cannot say 100% that Johnny Depp hit her. I can't say that because there's no evidence to 100% prove that. Okay. Amber, on the other hand, has admitted on tape that she hit him.
She did say that?
So she got caught.
He said I
hit you.
That was a technicality you told me.
So the argument is now if she was defending herself or if she hit him after or that's kind of the argument. Who hit who first at this point, right? But my thing with Johnny, because everybody's saying, no, Johnny never hit her. Johnny's an angel. I'm like, first of all, Johnny's not a fucking angel. He is far from a fucking angel. Okay, so here's my only thing. And you guys either agree with me or let me know what you think.
Right.
So I don't think you can grab someone who's been documented to have temperament issues on sets of movies, in bars, in his house, in hotel rooms. He has anger problems. This man gets mad, starts ripping up shit. Okay? By nature. Right? So now mix that with a known alcoholic. He's a known alcoholic and a known heavy, big time drug user.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about weed, I'm talking about cocaine,
right.
all the big stuff.
Heard about that.
So you put that all together and you get an argument with your wife. I cannot say 100% that he probably hit her. But my probability is probably like he probably did something at some point. Maybe 85% he probably hit her at some point. Right. I don't know if she hit him
That's
first.
That's a big percentage.
I don't know if she hit him first and he retaliated or whatever. But I feel like something happened there.
Was she on drugs too though and all that too?
She's not as big. She's not as big of a drug user. She admitted to snorting cocaine and doing stuff like that. But she's not as big.
Okay.
I mean, I heard that gets the party started.
He went to rehab. Here's the thing. Like,
hey, no.
I ain't saying for me personally because I never touched that.
And by the way, you guys are gonna see me get up every so often. I'm just gonna check cameras. You guys just continue talking. I'm listening.
Okay, no problem.
You were gonna say something. Go ahead.
So I think that the whole argument about who hit who first, like one that shouldn't even be an argument. Like it's domestic violence on both ends. It doesn't matter if she hit him and he hit her, or he hit her and she was like it's all domestic violence. Like period. Like keep your hands to yourself. Obviously, when you start throwing drugs and other like clearly, dude sounds like. I didn't follow the story, so I can't make a fair judgment. I haven't watched any of it, but based off of some of the things that you were said, he's known to be explosive and a couple of other things. At the end of the day, y'all are both bogus as hell for touching each other in any kind of way.
I got a question.
What's up?
We got a beautiful lady here as well. Okay, I mean, is there ever a point to where, and I never condone violence, you know what I'm saying, as far as domestic violence, never say it's okay to put hands on a woman, ever. Regardless of the situation, but is there ever a point to where there's a thin line between if you're getting your ass whooped by a woman to defend yourself? Not saying hit them back.
Like, is there a permissible unwritten line where
I think we've touched on this before. We've touched on this before. I have, and I'm very. And here's the thing: so like, there's never a moment where she'll say there's never a moment where a man should hit a woman. I'm gonna disagree. But not as extreme as people might think it's going to be.
Right.
Like, you got to define the word hit, right?
Sure. So like...
define the circumstance that makes it circumstantial.
In a comedy way, I agree with Chris Rock. So Chris Rock said this a long time ago. He said, I would never hit a woman first.
Right.
I would hit a woman back. Now, I would never hit a woman back to the point where I'm going to kill her. Right? I'm not going to get on top of her like a UFC fighter and start doing all this
Pouncing on her.
putting her in a chokehold and a triangle and the whole night. I'm not doing none of that. But if this girl is wailing on me.
We just had this conversation too.
I will give her a good one in her arm.
A good one in her arm.
Or in her, or somewhere where I know she's going to stop hitting me. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe not even with a fist, maybe one of these, like somewhere where I know she's going to stop hitting me.
Right.
I can't just stand there and get my ass kicked.
But you know what's sad is that like femininity has gotten to the point where it's like, look, I'm a woman before anything. So that hitting shit, like, nah, that's a no-go. But women have also taken that to an extreme and think that they can exercise that kind of behavior where they're sticking niggas in the face and, fucking clawing at their faces and doing, God knows what. There are females that do those things. Like, there are.
They don't think they're going to get hit back.
Exactly.
Man,
I think it's because they know. I think it's because I think women have grown accustomed to know that in the legal system, they're a little more protected than men are.
Yeah.
And that, it's unfair, but that's what it is. Let's be real. If a woman
and a guy probably isn't even going to go to the cops and say
absolutely
anything.
not.
Yeah, and I think
that's another stigma. That's another stigma.
That's wrong too. But if you guys are at home and you guys get into an argument and she calls the police, you going to jail.
Yeah, you're going to jail.
Don't matter what. They're going to tell you to leave. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're going to tell you to leave.
As soon as they see. As soon as they look at me.
Even if she was the aggressor.
Exactly.
You're the one that's got to make the move. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's unfair.
It is.
But that's how life is.
It is.
No, that's
we
just
can't
how,
change that.
That's just how it is.
But to answer the question, I think when it comes to defending yourselves against a woman, I think you can. But you got to keep in mind, you are a man versus a woman.
Of course.
There's a difference. Now, if you're fighting Ronda Rousey, or maybe not Ronda Rousey because she's weak, but if you're fighting, let's say,
Amanda Nunes, you better fucking grab a knife or something.
If Amanda Nunes fighting you, I'm just saying.
Look, I ain't none of them, but don't come over here trying to hit on
roundhouse kick your ass.
That's a whole different story. Let's go to...
What? I wanted to hear his take.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Oh, it depends on the situation. You got to give me a situation.
What if there's like
beat up by a girl?
What if a guy's smaller and she's like way bigger than him? Like, at
that point, you're fighting for your life.
See, I'm really
at that point,
they're not gonna go up. Somebody took your bench. You can't go bench press.
That's fine. That's all right.
Hey, but
like, I don't know, like. If I'm at the store with my kids and some random lady just slaps one of my kids, she's getting knocked out.
But that's a little different.
That's different.
Well, that's why it depends on the scenario.
I still think that's a little bit extreme. I don't think that should be the case for a woman. That should not be your. She didn't kill your kids.
Wait until you have kids.
She didn't kill your kids.
I don't give a fuck.
I think you should yell at
you lay a finger on one of my kids.
Yell at my kid. No, if you hit my kid,
it's a difference. If a woman did that to my kids, I would react a little differently. If a man did it, that's a different story. Now, if a woman wants to go, if you have kids and somebody touches your kid and it's a woman, beat the shit out of her. Woman. No big deal.
If it's a man and he puts his hands on my absolutely.
But again, we have to understand that when it comes to men and women, there's differences, especially in our appearance in public. You know what I'm saying? A man is supposed to be able to control himself.
He's dominant.
Bro, you know what I'm saying?
That's such a man quality. Just so y'all
I've seen some pretty hefty females. Don't get me wrong. Shit, Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, they're big.
And they're beautiful.
Have you seen Chris Cyborg before?
A little story to add to this. I was literally driving down the street one day on Armitage, and I seen somebody fighting, right? And I was like, what the hell is that? Early in the morning. And I seen a woman or a girl and a guy fighting. So I start to slow down to see what was going on because I thought the guy was whooping the girl's ass. Little bit did I know, once I stopped to actually stop and I stopped to see what was going on, it was a big ass female whooping the shit out of this little ass dude.
You see, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if you're a little dude?
She had him by the collar. She had him by the collar and was just whooping his ass. And I was like, oh shit, so I ain't got to help the girl. You know what I'm saying? So then at that situation, what do you do, right? What do you do?
You got to help the guy.
Exactly. I was going to say, you see, that's such a, but again, you see,
and then the cops came though. The cops started coming right behind. I was already gone, but then the cops pull up, so I'm pretty sure once the cop pull up, the first thing they're gonna do is what? Probably look at the little guy, or
he's probably gonna go to jail anyway. Get his ass kicked, go to jail.
That's a fucked up story though. That's a fucked up story. What happened? How you get here, man? Some girl with my.
You gonna get one of these?
Right.
You gonna get one of those right there.
Straight up.
That's a no-win scenario.
Nah, it ain't. And I just felt bad for dude.
But
women, like, I can't even promise you if I see one of my kids gets in a fight in school and he's getting his ass whooped, I can't promise you that I'm not gonna go to that kid and kick him in the back.
Yes. Hey, that's a good one too. That's a good one too. That is true.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. Hold on, wait. I don't know.
I say the same thing because I'm like the same kind of height level as some kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's up? What's up?
Hey, you can run. You can say, it's just another kid.
And that's if it's a big kid.
These two kids were fighting in the playground.
Hey, you know, I go up to the kid like, who is my son? Is a bigger kid? Oh man, come on, man. You better go handle your business. Nowadays, it ain't like when I was young. You know, I was one of them small ones in high school and shit. So nowadays, it's different. It's different.
Oh my God, to think about high school, bro.
Yeah.
You got good memories in Kelvyn?
I got good memories. I got good ones. I got bad ones, you know.
Give us a good one. We'll do one good one, one bad one.
All right, well, I mean, the good ones is I graduated that motherfucker. So
you know what?
Some people don't.
I took a year off. I took a year off, but I did it. Yeah.
Hey, I took a year off too.
KP.
Interesting.
It was by default. They actually told me to take your ass gone. Come back. You can come back in night school.
Come back.
I went to night school too.
So I went to night school, handled my business. I was with all the pregnant females and everything out there because you know night school. That's what he said. Yeah, if you were pregnant and female, they sent you to night school.
I don't know. I wasn't pregnant in high school.
No, I ain't saying you. I'm saying I cover, right? You still walking around the hallways and shit. Like, come on.
That's why John, when John went to night school,
I almost got shot in my face. Hold on. Waiting for my dad to pick me up.
Here's the funny thing about night school. Like in night school, because I played sports all the time, and then we would have practice pretty late, and night school would be in by the time we're finishing playing basketball practice, whatever. So you would see who the students were, right? And it's like, you know, you start to notice that it's a certain type of. And it's funny because it's fucked up because it's stereotyping, right? But it's like you notice it's a certain type of freaking character that you see.
Night school kids.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You said they're pregnant or whatever. You know, they look all gangbangerish and shit or whatever.
You smoking a square and shit.
So the fucked up part is John was there. He was the most awkward person. He was the only one. He was
you probably seen me around.
Yeah, probably. Like. I was probably the only night school student that graduated with honors. That's fucking weird, right? That's fucking weird.
I didn't know they had that.
You had a fucking honor roll in fucking night school.
Who was this kid? Yeah, he was going to night school and shit.
It sucked though to actually start night school around that though. On the little area and shit. When I used to go to night school, you know, it wasn't the prettiest area around there.
No.
So you started like at what, about four something?
Yeah, it was late. It was like almost when that
the last period, third.
Last period was like 3:50, 4 o'clock. Yeah, it was like 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then when it was like winter time, it was already dark outside, so you know the game makers took advantage of that shit. You know, like shit. Like, don't even want to go to this night school anymore? Because once I got out this motherfucker, I knew what was out there. You know.
You know what? I love my memories of Kelvyn though.
But you got.
I mean, I had a lot of fun. And I
was on the basketball team too. I was on the
basketball varsity.
Team. No, I wasn't actually. You know what's funny? I tried out for was it Frost Office College or some shit? I tried out and I didn't make it. And then when I used to cut this certain class, and I used to go to the gym to play ball.
You used to cut certain classes?
Yeah, I forgot.
He tried to cover it.
I forgot what class it was. My bad. No, but I used to go to the gym and shit, and it was Mr. What was his name? Mr. Hove.
Oh, Mr. Hove. I beat him in a 3-point contest.
No, he seen me playing basketball. He's like, man, why are you not on the team? And I'm like, man, motherfucker, you didn't pick me. You know what I'm saying? I got cut, and then he threw me on the team.
Funny story about Hove. Funny story about Hove.
And Gutridge too, man. Rest in peace, Gutridge. Right?
Yeah, man. But you know what? Not Gutridge. Gutridge was the
older one. Like
who was the athletic director, the football guy? That was Heineken, right? Heineken died too.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Heineken was cool. Heineken was cool.
He was super cool.
Funny thing about Hove, I hope he doesn't. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's not watching this.
Yeah,
but fucking.
I'm gonna tag him in.
Dude,
unless you move to Turkey,
right? Listen.
Salute.
One time. We had to go to a basketball game and the bus didn't show up, right? So Hove put us all in his car, right? I remember this car because I fell in love with. I had a thing with Volkswagens when I was a kid, right? Volkswagen Jettas. I had a thing with Volkswagen Jettas. I've had 2 of them in my life only because of Hove, right? I saw him have one. I'm like, I'm gonna get one of these. I got 2 of them. So we're gonna get in this car, and he's like, wait. So he goes in and he starts spraying I don't know what he's spraying. We get in the car, but that fucking car smell like motherfucking weed.
For real. Let me find out Mr. Hobo was smoking,
bro. That dude was a pothead, bro.
Nah.
Pothead, bro.
That's why he was always cool. He was chill though.
That's why he was chill.
He was chill as hell. No wonder why.
More teachers
he was a fucking pothead and a half. Bro.
Damn.
And then I remember running into him after I graduated high school, and he would tell me like him and there was another Hispanic teacher that was there that he was always with. It was a taller dude.
Nugent.
No,
Nugent was the Asian dude. He was the volleyball coach. He was my gym teacher freshman year too.
That motherfucker, he would tell me, well, we would get high all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I mean,
I remember. Now imagine being them, and you're like, shit, I gotta take them in my car.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
and that was so unexpected because we were supposed to go on a bus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And all
like,
these kids are gonna think we're fucking, you know, we're encouraging this behavior.
Yeah.
Shit, even though the guys on the team, they would smoke weed all the time.
I can't hold him. That's probably why he cut me. He was sober. The second time he seen me hoop, he was sober. The first time he get that facts, you know, because I was good. I mean, I am good.
Yeah, you are really good.
Oh my God.
Thank you, baby.
I remember a lot about high school, man. High school was like one of the greatest, one of my favorite times in life. Because you remember me in grammar school. Here's the weird part about my life. Okay, and I'm by no means am I saying I'm an amazingly attractive guy, right? I'll never say that. But when I was,
just like,
well, here's the thing. John knows me since I was little. So me and him grew up together, and we went to the same grammar school. So she saw me grow up, basically. So like when I was a kid, like let's say early grammar school or whatever, I was an ugly kid. I'm man enough to admit it.
We were all like, I've seen.
No, there was some. Okay. Everybody had the little boyfriend girlfriend thing, and everybody had them. And the girls that were like,
you're older. No, you are older than me. That's okay. So I was like combing knots out of my hair. Maybe that was what was happening.
I still had that ugly ass pushback. My dad was fucking.
You did have a pushback.
Whatever, making me do or whatever because he wanted me to look like him. The whole 9 yards. And then I had a nickname.
Yes.
That traveled with me through my entire career of grammar school. I was Bubble Cheeks. That's what I was.
Just Bubble Cheeks.
Or Big Cheeks. Yeah. Bubble Cheeks.
Bubble Cheeks.
What are the two?
You signed my yearbook. No, you signed my yearbook, and I think remember how we used to write on our freaking clothes at the end of the year, the t-shirts and the jeans. We used to write on our shirts, sign the shirts and stuff like that. And I think you signed either my yearbook or my shirt with Cheeks.
Wow.
Mr. Cheeks.
Dude. Even I remember even Ziggy would call me that.
Yeah.
You know, even like we had a corner store.
Call
me that.
I told you there was Ziggy's or Sunshine.
So when I went to high school, that was like my fresh start.
Oh,
right? So like I changed my haircut. I had a fade like everybody else.
Yeah, you did.
You know, I had a fade like everybody else. You know,
he's like nobody cares.
Not too many people from Monroe went to Kelvyn Park.
Nobody noticed you. Say, hey, that's Bubble Cheeks right there. That's Bubble Cheeks.
It died with Monroe.
Yeah,
it died with Monroe. Then it was Flacco. going forward or whatever.
And then,
that's so unfortunate.
Bubble Cheeks.
Hey, if you were a girl, you would have been the most popular girl in fucking grammar school.
Man,
Bubble Cheeks. As a girl, that's a great nickname.
I don't think that would have been a great name when the grammar school.
Sure, yeah.
I think he's implying a different thing. I think.
I'm Bubble Cheeks. No, of course.
I don't even want to say what I got in grammar school.
You had a nickname?
Yeah.
Really?
He said, hey, he said
who gave it to you? I don't remember you having friends.
Let's hear it.
Cool Mexican kids.
What they call you?
The cool Mexican kids?
I don't even want
Nacho Libre?
Nalgas Blancas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cheek action going on around here.
I don't know.
Well, they did hang out when they were younger, so I don't know.
You know what sucked, though? Like, everybody that we grew up with, right? Because you grew up on St. Louis, I grew up on Drake. Everybody knew me as Moomies. In school, the teachers called me that.
Really?
Yes.
That's so unprofessional.
Yeah, Miss Anderson.
So unprofessional for them. Like,
listen, Miss Anderson, when she used to like catch me doing some dumbass shit.
Anderson.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I'm having like crazy
I have her on Facebook.
Right
Don't talk about her.
Really?
Yes.
You have her on Facebook?
I'm going to tag you, Miss Anderson.
Yeah,
I never had her as a teacher.
Listen, she made sure I graduated. That's why I respect that woman. She was like, listen here, you're going to graduate. You understand me? I'm like, yes, ma'am.
She was the reading teacher? What was her thing?
I don't know, but she put me in check, let me tell you. But she, you know, if I was doing something, she'd be like, Momies. And I'm like, whoa. Yes. Like, oh, damn. And then like now, like even just now, people are, do I call you? What do we call you? And I'm like, well, what era of my life do you know me from? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you can tell who knows me from, who grew up with me. They'll call me Moomies. People who know me from like my teaching or like my mentor or like, whatever, they'll call me Soli. By the time I met him, people were already calling me Soli. And that name was given to me by my boss, whose name was Marisol, and we were sick of people confusing us. So she's like, we both can't be Marisol. And she was the director and I was a teacher. So it was like, people would call for Marisol. If she was not there, they would pass me the phone. And I'm like, I'm in the middle of class. Like, this is not my job. Yeah, I don't go by Madi. I don't do Madi. No, Madi don't. No.
Don't sound good.
No.
Madi.
Dude, I don't like it.
It's crazy how we all have so many names that people don't even recognize. Like, my name is Miguel, right? My real name is Miguel. Mm-hmm. John will never call me Miguel.
Yeah. So what do you call him?
They call me Michael.
Michael.
But then it's weird. Because
where did that come from?
So I don't know. Fucking left field, I guess. Fucking my parents. So again, my real name is Miguel, right? And then my family, most of my family, and then I grew up with them in church. So like they're like family.
Yeah, of course.
So
absolutely.
Like, everyone who knew me from church or whatever calls me Michael. It's weird though because they spell it weird too. They spell it M-A-I-K-O.
Like the Japanese way.
M-I-K-O. M-A-I-K-O. Like how you would pronounce it in Puerto Rican.
That's pretty dope. That's dope rap name right there, Michael.
Spelled different.
But nobody else calls me that. So it's weird. It was weird because like I was Michael at home and then Miguel at school or Bubble Chicks at school or Flaco in school or whatever. It's crazy. But Hope used to call me Flaco all the time. He's the one that fucking gave it to me. Yeah, he would every time because I was
he was high.
I was
he's
skinny as fuck.
Flaco.
Dude, but I was skinny as fuck.
Yeah, you were really
These were
skinny.
my legs.
No,
like literally, it was just.
Well, they really still are like that.
He's like, bro,
I'm a little fatter, bro. I gained some weight.
You're fatter now than what you were when we were growing up.
You're not supposed to say that. I'm over here trying to suck it in and shit.
Yeah, but he makes it seem like he's obese and stuff. Stop it.
Hey, by the way, the large is pretty decent. You know
I don't look bad.
I went upstairs and I stretched. I stretched.
He went upstairs to start benching. So he can have his muscles pop out.
Man. Do what you do. Get some push-ups going on.
Geez, what high school did you go to? You didn't go to college.
I was afraid you were going to ask me that because then I have the answer honestly. So, all right, here goes.
It can't be any worse than saying Kelvyn Park.
Okay,
unless you went to Schurz.
I didn't go to Schurz. No, so I started off at Sen, and then I ended up.
I did too.
Did you?
Yeah, for like a month.
I think I was there a little bit longer than a month. And then I went to Clemente for most of high school. He's like, and it just got worse. So
you went to the typical Hispanic school. Well, you either go
and
as Hispanic, you either go to Kelvyn or you go to.
Yeah. They're like cousins. They're like
and then
they hate each other.
I went exactly.
Yeah. That was like the rival for like everything. It was either them or
try being on a team. Okay, but try being on a team at Clemente and then getting on a team on Kelvyn Park and then playing your old team. I'm sitting out. I'm like, you know what? Knowing damn well you want to be on the other team. You know what I'm saying?
Those Boricuas don't let go. They don't let shit go.
Nothing. I couldn't let it go.
They
hold a grudge.
They have that fucking date circled in the calendar. She gonna be there.
Highlighted.
They make sure.
It was, and then I graduated from KP. My senior year.
So you went for senior year.
I went for middle to my end of senior year.
Oh, so you went to a lot. Why Sen?
KP?
Of all places, why Sen?
I wanted to get far as fuck. The hell away from everybody. I literally told him, like, you know how long I used to ride the bus? Like, what the hell was I thinking? Like, it was like an hour plus ride going and coming.
Yeah.
And I was on the bus at like 5:30 just to get to school.
But why? But of all the schools, Sen. But I mean, I remember you being really, really smart. I remember you getting a lot of good grades. I had no choice. I had to go to Kelvyn.
Hey,
I mean, let's be real. I had no choice.
My whole family went to Kelvyn except for my brother.
When Steinman's tells you no, you're really fucking tried. You're really fucking tried. You know what I'm saying?
I tried a few of one.
Nobody.
It's walking distance. Let me just go to KP. Fuck
when
it. You know what I'm saying?
You get used to that. We unfortunately regret to inform you that you have not been accepted.
All you gotta do is read the first few words.
Yeah, you know? Just look for the unfortunately.
Yeah, we regret.
That's it.
No, there was a program in Sen that I wanted to be a part of. I really wanted to go to Lakeview for the music program. And then there was a couple other things that I wanted to do, but I ended up at Sen. I wanted to get far away from anything that I knew. And then like, here's the thing, like you said, like I always got good grades and I was really smart, but what was I known for? For fighting and being, so it's like, I'm really smart, but because
You're brava.
Stop it. So, but that's what everybody, and we had this conversation all the time. Like, you bump into people and you're like, I want to be like, man, hi, how are you? And I'm like,
my ass.
Yes, babe, tell me now.
But sometimes if you see them, they'll still say hi and shit. Like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Them.
Yeah, them. They'll say
I wouldn't say hi to someone that whooped my ass.
I wouldn't say hi to somebody.
It depends who won the fight.
That's what I mean.
I'm saying.
And
I'm not, and look, not to be cocky, but like in grammar school, if you went to grammar school with me, they will say it was very seldom that I got my ass whooped. Like, let's just be clear. I don't think in grammar school I ever got my ass whooped. It was usually the other way around. And yes, I was usually the smaller person and X, Y, and Z, but people don't know how much of a book nerd I am and how studious I am and how much I agree. How smart, educated I am and, you know, stuff like that. Like, people don't know how much involved in the community, how much I've mentored, how much I've just done other things other than be what I was at grammar school. And that's Moomies, right? Because we were talking about, okay, you had your clean slate. So it was like, Moomies for me, it's like, it's home. That's what people know me as, but I know that it has a negative connotation. And let's be clear, people picked on me, okay?
Sure, yeah.
Because what did I always do? My long hair, right? My hair was always really long, and I was always quiet, but I always had my music.
I was
but my headphones in my ear, and I was on my own thing, and, you know, they just, because I had long hair, I was stuck up, and
it's
it was
like that.
Okay, so because my hair is long, I'm stuck up. Like, all right, well.
They just always try to find a reason to hate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
they
okay,
just
but
had
then
to find out. They had to find out.
I don't like your earlobes.
Their ass was whooped.
They really did. I'm not gonna lie. There was a couple of really
quiet
good ones.
It's the quiet ones they say you don't pick on.
Yeah, I think I got lucky. So I didn't get into too many fights in high school. I think my thing was I was always pretty tall. I was always pretty tall, and I was always.
I was like, I don't think anybody would.
And when you're on the basketball team, you know, you got to remember who's on the basketball team, right? Most of the time, it's the cool people,
the jocks,
the people. Man, not so much jocks, but like for example, so like the people that were like, let's say the little sets and groups that were in school or whatever, they all played on the basketball team. So like I almost felt, you know, not into the group, but I was part of the group without being in the group.
Yeah, guilty by association.
Part of the squad.
Like nobody fucked with me
cool
because like they knew I was part of the basketball team. So like they knew, okay, so they knew Epi was on the team. They knew Ricky was on the team or whatever. Yeah, you know, all these people, all these big boys. You know what I'm saying? That if I needed to back up, they would walk out with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I remember I was really cool with a lot of that was that Puerto or that Hispanic group called Nietas, I think.
Nietas.
That's hilarious to say. Like, what's our gang gonna be called? Nieces. Let's call ourselves nieces.
Oh my God! When we're done, I'm gonna send you some educational stuff on what a nieta is.
But I'm using it as a typical way.
It's actual gang. You know what I'm saying?
No, it is. It is. I just find it interesting because when you say nieta,
oh yeah, of course,
it's a niece. It's like my nieta is my niece. Whatever. I'm just making fun of the word.
And that's funny because I was acting nieta for a little bit.
Are you really?
You know what I'm saying?
I can't lie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was freshman year and shit, and then I had turned Shake Mob. Remember Shake Mob?
No, yeah, I remember Shake Mob.
No, but you know what?
We used to hold down the wall and shit right there on the second floor.
Do you know how many Kelvyn Park people are gonna be like,
yeah, bro? But you know how long it took to get to the class because there was so many niggas in Shake Mob doing the boom, boom, boom.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. I had
man.
Before I had got to Kelvyn Park, I had never seen as many crews like. Crews,
like sets, if you want to call it.
So yes, there was yes, they were gangs and stuff like that, but like that shit wasn't like that in Clemente. Like there weren't no like literally at some point every floor had its like gang. Like if you there was there's multiple floors, so it's like by default if you ended up on that floor, well that's your problem. Like depending on whatever you rolled, that was your issue. So when I got to KP and it was like, oh, come on, Marisol, we're gonna go hold down this wall, and I'm like, I am finna graduate. I'm not holding down no damn wall. Like I don't know what that wall.
Smart one. We still graduating.
Like that wall? You mean that wall next to their wall? Like right here? I'm like, no, we're not doing that. But that was so crazy.
Kelvyn Park was the craziest thing I remember seeing, and I think it got better as I went up in grade, right? So like my freshman year, like trying to get past the lunchroom from one side of the building to the other. I don't know if you remember. That was damn near impossible.
It was rush hour right there.
Oh my Lord! Like I've never seen such a clusterfuck of fucking people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they only give you 3 minutes.
Imagine if we had COVID back then.
Oh my God, bro! That would have been a spread. Can you imagine, bro?
Dude,
that would have been
and everybody
the
was
easiest
like
spread
on top of each other.
And it wasn't even a big school. That's what made it so tight.
No, it's just overpopulated.
But now it's a fucking ghost town. I don't know if you guys heard about it recently. So now it's like even it was so empty that they made the first floor into a grammar school.
That's what I was gonna say. It's not a high school.
Is it 7th and 8th grade?
The top 2 floors are high school still, but they don't have they barely have any students.
That's
He
crazy.
barely have any students.
That would have been nice for me. That would have been really nice for me.
No, see,
But I don't complain because I was supposed to go to OR.
Oh, damn.
I thought about that. I was
My
gonna go
white
there as
ass
well.
or-
I thought about going.
It was
you're
anything
yeah,
south of North
anything,
Avenue.
yep.
had
He
to
used
go
to live
OR.
on North Avenue in Hamlin.
I told
Yeah.
my mom, you know what? If I got to go to OR, I'm not going to high school. At all.
Not
that ain't
graduating,
happening.
Andy.
You see, I lived on North Avenue, Pulaski. I lived around there.
On the
you guys-
north side?
you guys
Yeah.
just not
Yeah.
fucking each other. He was on.
North
He was
Avenue,
on basically Pulaski and North
North and
Avenue.
Hamlin.
Yeah, he was North and Hamlin.
Okay, yeah, because I was on Keystone and Wabanzi right there.
Okay.
That's where I grew up at.
That's all hood right there, bro.
Man,
Bunch of
straight
hood.
hood.
Y'all,
Like, I grew
y'all are a
up
bunch of
there.
hoodlums. I
Bro,
was just
we
on
Born and
Drake and
raised there.
Ryland.
Literally on the corner, heart of the man.
I don't look like
His
one,
and
but
everything.
yeah.
His block was hot as hell. And
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
chased a couple times
Yeah.
or whatever. Guns pulled out on us a bunch of times. And
Yeah.
all we're doing is just playing basketball in the backyard.
You said Hamlin when you were
were
like
just playing
younger?
basketball.
When you were younger, Hamlin North Avenue? Or?
You were like Hamlin or
shit.
Wabansia,
So
no?
I was
Not
like
Wabansia.
20 something.
That's where I was at. Wabansia.
Hamlin and what's the next street after North Avenue? What was that street?
God.
Lemoy?
Yeah, Lemoyne.
Lemoy. So he's like Hamlin and Lemoy.
Okay.
That's where his
Okay.
building is at.
Yeah,
or
because
whatever.
Yeah, like
they
2 blocks in.
Do you remember what there used to be a swimming pool on Springfield and Wabansia called Belfast? You remember there? Or no?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It was back in the day. I used to swim there.
Get out.
Yeah, I was like
He
a
swims like a
junior
fucking
lifeguard there.
fish.
That's where I learned to swim.
Really?
He swims so damn good.
I used to
It's-
compete in
it's-
like competitions and shit.
Dude.
Joe.
Get out.
I swear to
Yeah.
God. Yeah, man.
Dude, he
There's
swims
a lot of shit I
crazy.
can do, man. You know, I'm a jack of all trades. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
For real.
It's like
The first time I
swimming
saw
is the
him in
one that,
water, I
it's
was
the
like,
weird one,
damn.
like swimming.
When you say it,
you
you
don't
like
expect
swimming.
people swimming like
Yeah,
that.
but
He's
I'm fucking good though.
Swimming.
Shit.
Yeah, he's
I used to
really
compete
good.
diving between and everything. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't
he's
dive
got a
for-
bunch
I can't
of
do shit in the
plaques
water,
and
boy. I
trap-
just-
But that's where I started at though. Right there, it was on Wabansia and Springfield. It was called Belfast, and then I was there from like 6 years old, maybe until about 11. And I used to swim every single day. And then they ended up closing it down because there was some sewer or some pipe issue, and they didn't want to fix it. They didn't want to put the money up for it, so they closed it down. And then
Why would they want
would-
that?
Yeah, exactly.
Why would they want to
Why?
invest in that?
and now
We
it's
made
just
our
a
money,
park.
let's go.
Yeah, they
Right.
just literally put grass over, and now it's a park. Literally a park. And it sucks 'cause I used to go there all the time. You know, I used to
Dogs go.
avoid the games going over there and shit. Like, no, you know, I had a good like kind of mentor, who was like my godfather type dude. He's always just keep swimming, keep me away from like the game makers and shit. Like, you don't want to do that. You want to swim. And then I got into swimming and I was really good at it. I wanted to be a lifeguard when I got older, but then, you know, started getting more into the music. Then I wanted to be the basketball player, but then there was like a high requirement back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So,
There's
Every
still a
time-
high requirement.
There is.
but now it's more
It wasn't-
common to see shorter guys in the NBA
Hold
than it was
on.
back then.
It wasn't
right?
easy. It wasn't easy for taller people either, because that wasn't that easy for me.
Well, I mean, you got a bigger
It's
chance to pick a
easier.
taller person
Come
to get
on,
in the
man.
NBA.
Bro,
Come
here's the
on,
thing.
man.
You know?
Here's my
Stop it.
defense. He's gonna understand
What's up?
because he's a basketball.
Because I'm tall.
Oh, I'm
Here's the thing.
sorry.
Hold on. So if you look at the NBA, right, and this is where people are like, "Oh, you're tall." I'm not that tall. I'm like Steph Curry's height, maybe a little taller than him. So if you look at Steph Curry playing basketball, how short does he look?
Oh,
He
I
looks
did
tiny.
say that.
Yeah,
I did
true.
say that the
Well,
other
so it's
day.
nice. So
I'm
how
like,
tall
why
are you?
is
I'm
he
like
so
6'3",
small?
6'4".
Okay.
Steph Curry's like 6'3", 6'2".
But shit, that's still fucking big.
And that's
Yeah.
short to be in the
6'4"?
NBA, right? That's
It's
that
not
short?
short. Is that you're not that big.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like
well,
Steph Curry's that
So you
Good
not
for
big
his
name.
position, he's pretty good.
right.
Yeah.
So now
For
mind you,
point
when I
guard,
was in
yeah.
high school, I was the tallest person on the team. So where do they put me? Oh, you must be Shaq.
Yeah.
My game's not
What
Shaq.
position you play?
I'm a shooting guard.
Nice.
I'm a shooting guard at 6'3". That's what it's always been. But then you don't realize it. You don't realize how tall it can be until you go try out for colleges.
Oh, yeah, for
So
sure.
when I went to try out for a couple colleges, like it got tall and it got tall really fast. And I was
like,
young and I
damn.
sucked. Like now, if I was
He
hold
said
on,
I was
because you learn over time, just like
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah,
You learn
yeah,
over time,
exactly.
right? When you're 18, your talent is more athleticism than anything else.
Yeah.
Like,
Right,
I was really athletic. I could jump out the gym, right?
You
I was a
can.
pretty good jumper. When I got older, now I play better, but I'm not as athletic anymore.
Okay,
you know what
I
I'm
see
saying?
what
So
you're
like if
saying,
you
yeah.
mix those two
It's
somewhere in
more
the
about
middle,
fundamentals now.
yeah, now
More
I can play. I pass better, whatever, but I just can't jump as I used to.
Yeah.
You know, if you would have met me somewhere in the middle, maybe. But then when I went to go try out for colleges, I kid you not, everyone at my height, so like 6'3", 6'4", either they jumped way higher than me
Oh, shit.
or they shot way better than me.
Yeah.
So like there was nowhere
You're like,
for
I
me.
can't win. Never mind.
There was no middle ground. There was no middle ground. So I'm like, this isn't gonna work out for me. I'll go play tennis. And that didn't work out for me
You
either.
play sports?
Yeah, I never played tennis.
You play sports?
Nah.
Yeah, you
No.
did. Yeah,
I mean, I played with my friends and shit, but never like on a team or anything.
he considers
Really?
powerlifting a sport.
I'm not
That's a
power
sport.
lifter.
That's a sport.
It's discipline. It's definitely
it is.
discipline. I don't know.
Shit, right? I was heavy in the gym too for a little while, you know, but then
I was too.
What
Once
do?
upon a time.
Oh,
I said
he's
I was
like, but
heavy in
then,
the gym.
and then he
Yes,
looked
they
at me. I was
don't
like,
stop.
damn.
You could always make time for it. There's always
no.
Yeah, there is.
What do you mean no?
No, let me tell you something. He makes time for it because I'm gonna tell you something. He'll literally just do push-ups in between certain things.
I'm doing at work, wherever I'm at, you know what I'm saying? Fuck
But
it.
Like,
how old are you now?
Damn. Aging him.
36.
You can lie about it. Sorry.
I'm 36.
You can lie about it.
All right, so
You can look at my bio.
we're the same age.
I'm
We're the same
book.
age. But like you look like, as far as I can remember, you look about the same. Maybe a little bulkier, but that's we're all about the same.
Appreciate
but your metabolism is still pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, do you eat a lot?
I mean, not
Or do
necessarily.
you eat healthy?
I try.
He does.
You try. Okay.
Yeah.
Never
No,
mind.
I went through a stage. I go through
opposite.
challenges. I challenge myself. You know what I'm saying? So I went
It
through
depends.
a nice little challenge. Yeah.
What's healthy?
I'm gonna challenge myself to a couple number 2s from McDonald's.
No,
when
see,
I'm on my way home. That's just me. That's just
but
me.
it's good to challenge yourself. Like I had challenged myself 30 days, and I actually was trying to motivate and encourage other people to do the same thing. I did a 30-day challenge where I was eating nothing but, no fast food at all.
None.
For 30 days straight.
Yeah,
I
we
wouldn't
did a
stop at
30-day.
McDonald's. I wouldn't stop nowhere. No fast food.
I fucked up.
But
It doesn't sound like it's hard, but that's
hell
hard.
yeah, it's
No, it
hard.
really is.
Because you know how easy it is just to go through a motherfucking drive-thru and get something.
Yeah, but
that's
it's
why
not
it's
even
hard.
about like how good. I don't even say it's a convenience factor.
That's
Of
what I
course
mean.
it is.
Yeah,
You
that's
pay
why it's
for
called
convenience.
fast food. You go get that shit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
convenience.
But
convenience.
also, it's a good thing that not only health-wise, that I did that, but you save money. You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
30 days, you figuring that I'm
It's
making
a hell of money.
and everything went up now. You can't go to McDonald's and get a meal for $5. You go to McDonald's, you get 2 meals between me and her. Go to McDonald's, it's $25 right there.
I remember the days
like, I don't
when
want it,
that
whatever.
Burger King by Kelvyn Park had 99 cents on it because 99 cents
Yep.
Whoppers.
Man, now shit,
Yep.
what 2 for $6?
Man,
The 99-cent Whoppers
And that's
with
cheap
shit,
as hell,
you know.
bro.
Shit.
I remember I used to go to that Burger King because check it out.
Story time.
What you used to go to
Story
the
time.
Burger
Story
King
time.
for?
When I started at Kelvyn, I still lived on St. Louis.
Yeah.
Then my sophomore year, we moved further down towards California,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember like my dad would give me like I don't remember how much it was. It was maybe like $5 or $10 for like lunch through the week, right? For you to buy lunch at school, right?
Through the week.
So
Look at that shit.
and,
You
hold
heard
on,
that, kids?
hold on. It was for
Week,
lunch.
$10.
It was for
Right.
lunch and bus money.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, so
look
you
at
can go home.
that.
So you can go home, right?
Get the transfer.
So then I'm like, I was one of those kids where I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna buy lunch because I want to buy a soda from the soda machine or whatever. So I wouldn't eat
chips.
lunch, and then I'm like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna walk all the way home because I want a 99 cents Whopper or whatever. But then I'll go to the Whopper. I'll get the Whopper, and I remember the same guy who worked there, right? He would piss me off because I'll be like, hey, can I get a water cup? Because the water cup's free.
Yeah.
And I would fill it up with soda. And
Hell
this man
yeah.
would literally watch me to make sure. And if I filled it up with soda, he'd kick me out. I'm like, this dude, bro, over a water cup. Come on,
better
man.
that was the
his
trick right
job.
there, though. Everybody knows about the water cup.
Or remember we used to have bus passes that would give us a discount? You remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was this one driver on Diversity.
bus pass.
On Diversity.
Had to be
the
Diversity.
Same fucking driver.
He was ass.
Bro, if you didn't show him the car, he'd make you get off.
Shit.
Oh my
Because I
god.
would never have it.
Yeah.
Because nobody would ever ask except for this one driver. So I already knew it. There'd be times I'm seeing him coming down the street. I'm like, fuck. I'm
You gotta start
walking.
looking for that motherfucker.
No,
like,
I'm walking because I didn't have it.
Fuck it.
And I'm like, fucking shit. I
And then
gotta
even
start
if you
walking.
did had showed it to him before previously, he like, you didn't have it today.
Yes, he was that guy.
Today.
He
You don't
was
have
that
it right
motherfucker.
now.
He was that motherfucker. I bet you still drives on Diversity.
People that take their
Right.
job serious, man.
Facts. Hell yeah.
Bro.
He was like, you ain't getting on this bus,
He was
little
a
nigga.
Man.
dedicated bus driver.
Hell yeah.
Man, I mean,
shout
what
out to CTA.
Boom.
Bus driver on the
You know what? Let's be positive. So I mean, we all graduated high school, right? We
Facts.
made it
Salute to
through.
everybody. Salute to
Yeah.
everybody.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Right there. That's what it is.
You hear that,
Once I
people?
went to Kelvyn, get this one. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's all of us.
All
Still.
of us were like,
We all
damn.
still, hey, but we all graduated though.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
shit.
I'm kidding. No, you know
We
what?
good.
I have no problem saying I went to Kelvyn Park. I had a lot of fun. I had
Hey,
a lot
it
of fun.
made me who I am. You know what I'm saying? So it toughened me up. So
I just
can't
wish I
say
would
that
have paid
had fun
attention.
there.
that's what I said to this day.
You know, if I look back, I mean, if I was to say anything about myself, I would say I'm kind of a pretty bright person, right? And I've always been, even since I was a kid. Like I remember Miss Wakala, right? Miss Wakala was
I
my
love
8th grade
Miss
teacher,
Wakala.
right? I remember her telling my mom and report card pickups and all that because those were like the scariest days of my life.
Man.
You know, and she would come in and Miss
Facts.
Wakala would talk to her or whatever, and then my mom would come back and be like, man, Miss Wakala said that you're super bright,
But you don't.
you just don't do fucking homework.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she's right.
But she said I was great.
Yeah,
Great.
that's
Stop
a plus.
giving me homework. There won't be no issue.
Yeah, we'll be fine if you don't give me homework. I'll graduate with honors.
Okay,
But
right.
That's how I felt though. I felt like it was
I
more of a
feel like
rush
I
to
had
finish
great
high school
teachers.
rather than like actually learn something. To me, I just wanted to get the diploma.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
what is going on today with this mixer today, bro? We're gonna have to buy a new one. Anyways, but it's crazy to look back. I wish I would have applied myself, dude. Yeah. Because right now, if I was to go back to school, bro, I'd be like, my goal would be to be the best person in school.
That's what we're working on now.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
We're working on that now.
I just keep going back to school. It's just that's what I'm saying. Like, people have this like preconceived notion about me, but like,
close to the mic. I
just like to read. Like, leave me alone.
I've learned to
leave me alone. Don't bother me. I just want to read. I just want to learn. Leave me alone. Yeah, I went back to school for social work. I stepped away from teaching for a while because I had some underlying like health conditions that were like keeping me from being in my classroom. And so I ended up working at a dental laboratory, and I was just really good at it. So I pursued a 2-year education in dentistry, and then the pandemic hit, like literally the week that I graduated.
Ouch.
So I mean,
she couldn't even graduate on stage.
I couldn't graduate on stage, and I was
here you go, we'll mail it to you.
Yeah, I'll mail it to you. Here you go. Here's a cap. Merry Christmas. You know.
Still proud.
No, thank you. And then I love the kid. I love children.
We love the kids.
I love children. I love working with children. I love mentoring.
All about the kids, though.
As bad as people think that I was, like, I love working with my youth. You know what I mean? Like, I used to work with teenagers, so I went back to school for social work. So that's what I'm doing now.
But you could tell about people, even when you were a kid. Yeah. Like, I'm a little older than you, but even when you were a kid, you could tell, someone who's genuinely a certain type of person, right? Like, to me, there's certain people I knew when I was a kid growing up who, like, I look at them in life and I'm like, you know what? I saw that from when they were kids.
Yeah, like, for sure.
You're going to be a badass kid when you grow up.
You bad as hell in your life.
Like, for me, another one is Jasmine. You probably know Jasmine Caldera. Mm-hmm. So, like, I look at her and I remember her when I was a kid, right? Because when she transferred in and whatever and all this. And I look at her and her family and how she lives her life. And I'm like, that's who I saw.
Yeah.
I saw a genuinely great person who was going to be an amazing mother.
Yeah.
And that's what I see. And it's crazy. You can see that about people, you know? And then you're another one. Like, I remember seeing you and, like, she's smart. Like, why can't I be smart? Like her.
Like her.
And get into fights.
But you know what's crazy? And but you know what's messed up? Like, nine times out of 10, when people would step to me to fight, 9 times out of 10 had to do this. Like, I remember one time in Monroe, somebody stepped up to me when we got the annex building.
Oh, God.
Remember? Yeah. We were in the main building, and then they got an annex building. So I was reading a book, and know this, but she was in a special class.
Okay.
And she rolled up on me, and she was like, "What's up?" And I was like, reading my book. In fact, I was reading a book that a teacher gave me because she noticed that I could write. She was the one that introduced me to spoken word. I don't know if you remember me competing a lot, doing oratory.
Yes.
And I used to win.
Yes.
And I used to win.
Yes.
And that was a big deal to me. Because I didn't know that I had that. And so she would give me these books and I would read them and then she would make me summarize them. I tell him this all the time. And she would sit me down and she's like, Marisol, you have penmanship. Like, you can write. And I would be like, and I used to be like, so what? That's not going to get me paid. Journalism doesn't pay, and all of the stigmas, right, that we grow up with. And she's like, no, you're going to write. So during her class, her name was Mrs. Zeiler. She would separate me and she would give me newspaper articles and make me rewrite them, like, to that quality. Wow. And that's how I started writing and getting into the spoken word stuff. And I used to compete a lot. Tell him I used to compete a lot.
Oh yeah.
We still competing to this day. We still competing.
And I used to sing and incorporate singing with my spoken word and all this other stuff. But like, I would have never known that I could write if I hadn't gone to that grammar school. And 9 times out of 10, like I said, I don't have space for books. Like, I don't.
You have that many?
Well, I get rid of them, but because there's certain things I grew out of or whatever, but I keep my favorites. I have a box of my favorite books that he always has to move around because I'm adding, taking away and stuff like that. But 9 times out of 10, I would get into these fights and I'm like, people are like, where's my book bag? I'm like, man, where the hell is my book, bro? You just don't piss me. Like, you know what I mean? But like, as you get older, you start thinking about those scenarios, right? Because there's mental health issues. So if people don't think that when you're in grammar school, when you're fighting and I'm gonna beat your ass, but that comes with PTSD, that comes with all types of like traumatic like responses and things as you get older, whether they realize it or not, you know what I mean? But I remember like thinking back and being like, man, I really, like, this is really who I am. Like, I love books. People at one time was like, oh, we're gonna call you books. And I'm like, don't call me that, you know what I mean? And then, but I can't help it. That's just I like to learn. I'm studious of everything that I do. I've not recently
learned how to read books.
You got to read what you like.
Here's the craziest part.
That keeps your attention.
Here's the crazy part. I was never a big book person.
You, John?
Yeah, maybe. I think so.
Yeah. He used to read more than I did. Like, I never read a lot.
The Bible? Did you read the Bible?
I've read the Bible. I don't.
You, John?
I gotta get into that conversation.
It's a book.
Let's leave religion out of just for today, because we'll talk about it after. Okay. We'll talk about it.
I only said that because he said he knew him from church. So I was like, okay, well, you didn't read, but did you read the Bible?
So you said the Bible's a book, right? You said it was a book.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. No, that's great. I love that.
I'm like, hold on.
No, that
sounds like a trick question. I went to church for a long time.
People get mad at me. People get really mad at me when I say it. You mean the book?
Oh, the book? Does it have to be the book?
That's where I get.
Okay. Is that what it is?
You know what it's called, man. You know what it's called.
No, I'm serious. Is that the technicality?
Well, here's the thing. The thing is, I'm an atheist.
Oh, I get it.
So he's a Christian. So that's kind of where we.
Oh, I love this. You know what's true? Oh, well, my brother's not an atheist. My brother's a Luciferian.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
A Lucifer.
Wait, hold on. Wait, stick top. Let's go back. Let's rewind.
I just thought that was interesting. You're an atheist. He's a Christian. My brother's a Luciferian. Some common ground here.
Books always challenged me when I was in school. Like reading. I didn't like to read. Now, maybe I probably would have if I would have done it more. But then I think with reading, I really got into it in the last couple of years because of acting.
Oh, for sure.
Right, because I think acting, it's a lot of reading, right? Yeah. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to start reading books and start to work on my pronouncing, pronunciation and all this stuff. And I realized how much more entertaining it is than watching a film or something like that.
Yeah, because you can create your own.
That's the beauty.
You can create your own vision.
That's the beauty of it. Like I like reading like thrillers and detective stories and stuff like that. Course. And I'm like, it's amazing to like create everything in your head.
Of course.
Because the movie gives it to you.
Yeah.
They give you everything. They might as well just program it into your brain and that's it. They give you every character, what they look like, blah, 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 blah. When you read, oh my God, like you can just make what? What are you laughing at?
I got a memory. All right, don't judge. Don't judge.
Oh, no judging.
There's no judgment at the table.
I came to get a romantic novel of some sort.
Oh, shit.
Romeo and Juliet.
And I'm just like reading it, and it's like he grabbed her bosom and this and that. And I was just like, oh shit, this is fucking hot.
Can you picture it?
Shit. Yeah.
You're like, I see it.
Picture that shit.
That was your first.
That's the verb.
That's your first wet thing going on over there. That was your first interaction with a
no comment.
No comment. Was it the guy with the really long?
Yeah, every guy. That was every guy with the long hair. Yeah. Every guy has.
But like, let me see. What book was it?
He still got that book. He still got it. To this day, he got the book.
Maybe.
That's crazy. It's crazy to look back, right?
Yeah, I like it.
No, it's crazy to look back and actually be able to be here still and talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Blessings.
How this world is nowadays, man. You know what I'm saying? You can, passing 18 was a blessing for me.
Was it?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? People got goals in life. A goal for me was like, I wanted to be 18. I wanted to be 21.
Want to make it to that.
Yeah,
it's crazy to think like that, right?
But that's what I'm saying. Those are the things that I talk about. Like, when I'm sitting here, I'm saying like, there's different conversations that happen in our living rooms, right? As, I'm an Afro-Latina, we're all Latin or whatever, but there's like things that we think and we don't know why we're thinking those things. Like, what I'm saying? Or why you're thinking those things, but depending on when you have like an awakening moment or whatever, but like just that alone, like that's traumatic as hell. You should expect to live a full, whole life, but that's not our reality. That might be reality for somewhere else or somebody else, but that's kind of not like how it was. Like there was plenty of people that we buried from Monroe, KP, you know what I mean, as well as like Clemente and other places.
Remember, we're Hispanic. Our food's gonna kill us. What are you talking about?
Well, of course.
And that's why I say
all the time.
And I took a step away from fried foods for a while too, and that was hard. That was hard. I took a step away from fried food.
I was like, bro, what do you eat? I'm like, he didn't eat no carbs. I'm like, and then
it was a low carb diet. Low carb diet.
It was a low carb diet. Okay, I'm sorry. I stand corrected.
Had the same reaction that I did.
Sorry. Okay. But he did try to go no carbs.
But I did it for a while because I had like a little. It was a hashtag kind of thing that I was trying to start, but it didn't go too far. But, you know what I'm saying? But I was trying to start moving with the 6-pack, not 6-pack. Like put a 6-pack away and grab a 6-pack.
Okay, well I'm a Latina. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm gonna cook my man dinner, and I'm like, You don't eat none of this. You don't eat rice. You don't fry your food.
Rice.
Jeez, no, it wasn't that he
insane.
didn't. It was just
it was like, avoiding. He was avoiding.
It was
during a challenge. It was a challenge. Like I said, I had to challenge myself.
I tried.
It's good to challenge yourself, people, mentally too.
I think me and him are like weaknesses, like Mama Luna pizza. Like Mama Luna, as long as Mama Luna pizza exists, there's gonna be a problem.
No, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
We grew up on Mama Luna's. I remember the phone number by heart from Mama Luna.
He does too.
889-3020.
Easy. That's it. Easy, right?
Free promo.
Easy. You know, my mom used to, Mama Luna, let's go, let's get it.
Shout out, Mama Luna.
You know what's crazy?
Straight up.
I mean, my mom been ordering there since I was, I don't know how I remember, 7, 8 years old, and I never been inside.
I've been inside.
I've been in one time.
I've never been inside.
I went in one time.
Is it nice in there?
I don't remember.
I went to high school.
It was like a
square,
old,
like
creepy, like
yeah, it's got like an old. It's like an old. I mean, unless they updated it.
It needs a facelift.
Yeah, because I've never been in there.
The other one's nicer though. The one right here, on Addison,
right?
Yeah. I don't know.
They built that one like in the last 5 years.
They have a lounge in there now too.
Oh yeah, you can go drink at Mama Luna's.
Which one? On Addison?
Addison and Harlem. It's a little past Harlem.
It's past Harlem, like going towards Cumberland, right?
Yeah.
Oreo?
I used to pass
Oreo, yeah, like Oreo.
Okay.
It's crazy. It's crazy to look back, man.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
It's so much fun though. I've been trying to get people that I went to like grammar school with sometimes because it's so much fun to talk about everything that happened. Like you say Miss Anderson. Like, oh shit, Miss Anderson. My sister had Miss Anderson as a teacher. You know, Miss Wakala. We had Miss Lung.
Yes.
The skinny
music teacher.
No. Oh, don't talk.
No. Oh my God, that was Miss Capitanelli.
That was the older lady, right?
Yeah. Remember, she used to sound like she was gonna like pass out every 2 minutes.
That lady. You're talking about the old lady that would play the piano, right? Bro, but she would look like she was smoking a pack of cigarettes between every class.
Was she good? Was she going in though? Was she going in?
Not necessarily. But she smelled like squares all the time.
Yeah, all the time. Do you remember Miss Jilly? She was a band teacher at one point.
Why do I feel like I do?
I had a crush on her so bad.
Was she pretty at least?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I remember. Oh my God. Oh, let's talk about one thing since we both knew this person. I just want to hear your opinion on it.
Yeah.
So, did you hear I'm pretty sure you heard the news, and we're gonna talk. We'll try to contain, not go super.
Yeah.
So maybe we can avoid using names. Yeah. So we had a person in our school.
Yeah.
That's in jail right now.
Yes.
For committing a pretty bad crime.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
I kind of think so.
He was a security guard at Brentano.
I do remember.
Elementary school.
Okay, so yes, I do very clearly know. Yep. Okay.
And his father was a teacher there for a while.
Absolutely.
What was your reaction when you found out?
Okay, so honestly, the reaction that I had was I was surprised. That person is a close family friend. So we grew up together.
Yeah.
Man, it's one of those things that you look back and you remember certain circumstances and you're like, could it?
Maybe it showed up back then?
You know what I'm saying? Like maybe there were some red flags for sure. But I'm going to be honest with you. I was really hurt because it's not someone that we were like Monroe, we were tight. We were all family.
I mean, it's not like other schools where you like go to grammar school and then you go to middle school. It's a whole different group. Like we spent a lot of years together.
That's how my grammar school was the same thing.
And we were all, and typically we were all like either Central Park, Drake, St. Louis.
We all lived in the same area.
Lived in the same block. So summer.
Here's the funny thing. So me and him were in preschool together. Yeah. So we were from preschool to 8th grade. And not just that, well, my oldest sister graduated with his older sister.
Yeah.
My other sister had class with her father.
Yeah.
I knew their father. Like it was so like I was in shock.
I was really, and again, it's one of those things like I'm a woman, you know, back then I was a young girl. I was hurt that could have even been, because to think that we were all just together all the time, literally, it was as if a big ass, like 4 or 5 block worth of children. In the morning, everybody left at the same time. So we were walking down the block at the same time. Right. We were going to our doors. So we were literally at the same time. Okay. And
getting dollar fries.
Exactly. And then we lived on the same block. So then everybody was either St. Louis, Central Park, or Drake. And so we were together in the morning. We were together at school. We were together after school, summer nights. Like we were all family growing up in the hood. So that made me feel like, gee, like you betrayed all of us. Because like we were all family, you feel me?
Yeah, that was.
We were family, and it's you stay with the is that true, or you don't want it to be true because you see a different
we saw
person.
Something different, right?
We see a different person.
I remember my sister, because my sister's a teacher, right?
Yeah.
So she was working at Brentano when she was a sub.
Yeah.
And he was working there.
Mm-hmm.
And she remembers telling me one time that he went to ask her, like, oh, you're Miguel's sister or whatever, blah 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 blah. And he's like, yeah, I know who you are, blah blah blah. And then I remember the text.
Yeah.
When Miliani wrote to me, my sister, she sent me a text and she goes, "You're not gonna believe this."
Yeah,
like,
it was on the news too. It was.
She sent me the article, right? And I'm like, this can't be true.
Yeah, dude.
And then when I read about it and I read what happened, I'm like, bro.
I don't even know what happened. I'm not familiarized with the story.
So he basically got accused of having affairs with minors.
Yeah.
Like recently, it just happened.
Well, this happened like
it was a few years back, but
like 7 years ago.
Spoke about it. I brought you're familiar with the story, but
it was insane. Like
yeah,
and I agree with you. It almost like it hit so close to home because it's like I knew this guy.
like big brother, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
and damn. I remember hating on him because I remember he was one of those dudes with like
suave.
Yeah, he had a mustache like in sixth grade,
fucking curls and shit.
You know he was kind of in shape for a kid at that age or whatever. You know, he was doing what John does and bumps his chest around and shit.
I don't do that. Not on purpose. Not on purpose.
You know what I'm saying? I remember him. I remember me and him used to play trombone together in the band. We played basketball. Yeah, we would play. What was that game called? Pinners. We used to call it Pinners or some shit. We used to play basketball together or whatever, and I'm like,
it's somebody that you spend so much time with that you're like, I can't picture that being the scenario.
Right, but I think that's the crazy part because you're just like almost always from the people you don't expect.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Like if you look at serial killers or whatever, like they don't look like the people you think. Like Ted Bundy didn't look like much.
I just learned about that. Dude.
Yeah, I put her on the Ted Bundy.
Yeah, I just watched a lot of that because I'm gonna play a serial killer in my film. So I've been studying.
That's dope.
I've been doing some homework.
I never know you get any more actors too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's
trying to get into that field too. So,
absolutely. If you wanna come on whenever we're recording and check it out. See
I definitely. Hell yeah. I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Yeah, that was a crazy.
And then you know what's even crazier is that I'm younger than you guys. Like I was always little sister.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, all the guys on the block, if I was walking and guys were hollering at me, right, Miguel? Everybody would just be like, nah, you know. And I usually was the younger. I was always the younger one. You know what I mean? So everybody took like the bigger sibling, whether it was the guys, the girls, whatever. So. Except for when all the girls jumped me to be a B4L and Monroe. Were you there?
B4L.
Were you there? Were you there? I get the funny feeling you might have been there.
It was B4L.
And it was all the older ones. And
I remember that. I remember that term getting thrown around.
I'm not gonna call out no names or nothing like that, but they know who they are. And I was a youngin. You know what I'm saying? I was way, and I was way younger. But
so you were a sister. They had the females were sisters.
Yeah.
I remember.
I used to say that shit all the time.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
but
we're very tight with them. Shake my before that point, and then they got into a situation. And it's just crazy. High school shit.
We're lucky we didn't have social media back then because that would
have
been more fights.
But that goes to speak on what we spoke on earlier, where you got to deal with your situation right then and there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I looked at that person like a brother. You know, and there have been times where he defended me, spoke up on my behalf, or, you know, whatever. We were all family. We did all kinds of things together. I think during some of my quinceañera practices, because I had a quinceañera, believe it or not, and I had a big poofy. Imagine me in a big poofy chest, bro. I was miserable. You see my pictures? I was like, and waltzing like, mom. So I felt like kind of betrayed because like I used to feel safe with all of my friends, only then for somebody else to have not that person didn't feel safe. They were not safe. And that's the part for me that's like, I was a younger, like that could have been me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I was smaller, younger. And there were times where I don't think we ever had time that was like independent of adult or, you know, outside of other people or our relatives or whatever. But it puts you in a mindset of like, I have 2 kids. I have a daughter. and then it's like, we were so close. I just don't see mentally. I don't want to I don't want to accept that, but that's the truth of it. But then it just makes you feel like, damn, I at those younger ages, I didn't even know that I was amidst someone that at some point I would not be safe in front of. You know what I mean?
That's where the trust issues come into play.
It's insane. I always looked at him kind of like, again, I hadn't seen him in years. Mm-hmm. But I always consider him a person like, dude, you were a good look. Yeah, that was my biggest gripe. I'm like, dude, you can get girls. Yeah. What is it about? I mean, mind you, these are people that have issues, right? Yes. Mm-hmm. If you can get of age girls, why are you looking at underage? You get what I'm saying? That's just such a weird thing for me. Now, again, I know people have issues, and that's how we have these problems.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, for sure.
But my thing with him was just like, man, dude, like, I never saw it coming. I didn't expect it. There was a list of like 30 other kids that I graduated with that I would have expected it from before I would have expected from him.
There's people I would have put at the top 5 instantly that we went to school. I would have been like, this person. But no, I definitely didn't see that either.
I didn't think it. I never thought it.
Yeah, it was a rough process, because then you see, like, when people go through those things, you take everybody you know down with you through whatever. And I wasn't even in the front line, but people were sending me friend requests. People were asking me questions. People were like really reaching out to have details or whatever the case may be. And it's like, look, at the end of the day, 1, mind your business. 2, this is not something to exploit. This is something that is serious, that has mental, physical sensitivities. Like, this is a crime. Treat it like that. You know what I mean? Like, treat it like that. And then, I even also heard a couple of people saying things like about the young person that was involved in the situation. She must have provoked. I don't give a damn what she did.
He should have known
I
better.
don't give a damn what she did.
He's the adult.
People are going to talk.
Facts.
Regardless, they're going to say.
I mean, even if the girl was for it. If the girl was for it.
Because that's what the story is.
He's the
you
adult.
You
are the one. And then he has kids and he has little girls.
Yeah.
And that to me breaks my heart, because I'm like, dude, like, do you realize, like, you're basically saying it's okay for an older person, older man, because he's our age, right? To base, and I don't know how old his kids are, but like, you're saying that it's okay for a person your age to mess around with your daughter
in elementary,
who's in elementary school. Or whatever, like that's bad. But anyways, I just wanted to kind of have a real quick one, because from all the people that I know that have been on this podcast, you would know
for
the one who would have the most
most definitely
the most authority to make a comment on this.
No, and to be honest with you, I had to get to a point where I started to like very rudely tell people, like, I don't want to have this conversation, and I'm not even that close to the situation. I'm closer than most, but I'm not even close to that situation. So for people that we went to grammar school, I was like, you guys really need to mind your business and stop with you guys are so concerned with the did it instead of how is the victim of this situation, which is where the focal point should be.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was like, my hands off, mad love to his family, especially, his children, his sister and stuff like that. But it made me uneasy for about a week or two. Mentally.
I was looking into it to see the progression of the case for a while, to see what was going to happen. What was the verdict?
I never.
Well, he went to jail. He went to jail like off the bat. Like he's in jail.
There was too much evidence for that.
I think he ended up getting like, I want to say close to 40 years.
Okay.
I want to say in total.
Yeah.
I think he got two or three different charges or whatever, and like each one brought like 15 years or something like that. That's or whatever. Crazy, man. What's the point? I mean, I don't know. I hope.
And there's a lot of them out there.
I wish the best for him, man. I wish the best for him. I hope he's doing fine in what he's doing, and he realizes he fucked up.
Wish the best for his family.
Yeah.
It's not so.
I mean, even for him. I mean, if he does come out and he's a better person, then I'm for
40
that.
years though.
I'm for that.
40 years
who knows?
is a long time.
Who knows?
It's a lot to miss out on, especially your children.
And then to being there for what you did.
Yeah, that's the part that sucks too. It's like
once
when people
find
go to
out
jail,
what the fuck you did,
40 years
they're not gonna
is a
let
long
that
time,
ride.
you know?
I don't know. I don't know what goes through the mind of people.
Yeah, exactly.
This conversation got serious real quick.
Man,
all right,
it's your fault.
Back to you, John.
Let's start.
He's got the notes.
Let's start winding down. So I know you guys have your brand, your home. Yes. You want to shout out your brand?
Definitely, Brandon. Check out www.ourbranding.com. I'm in this with camera right here.
You're right there.
Ourbranding.com, people. If you like what you see right here, we got custom clothing. We do it all. We do engineering, photography, administrative assistance. You know what I'm saying? We can do it all. Salute to John over here for representing. Salute to my man Miguel.
For sure.
Like I said, if you like what you see, feel free to hit us up on the website. We've been in business for about a year and a half now, right? Going on 2 years.
We opened during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Almost
literally.
Almost years.
Yeah, as soon as the pandemic hit, we just...
And the pandemic just started a bunch of stuff for people, right?
We were saying either you sink or swim, you know what I'm saying? Either the pandemic, you're going to get fat, or, you know what I'm saying?
We made a lot of money during the pandemic.
You know, we're not like physically kind of, but
no, but I think the pandemic for a lot of people was
you go up or
was
down.
a good thing in a way, because it, like, again, even with us,
a lot of podcasts too.
Yeah, the podcast started when the pandemic's like we were fucking bored. So
but I feel like it's needed. I feel
like
it's
sitting
needed.
here and talking shit. So what the fuck?
Why not? People like watching it. Feel free. You know what I'm
people
saying?
in Turkey like watching it.
You're like, fuck it, let's talk for Turkey. Shit.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's awesome. I salute you guys. You know, you guys are really inspirational. I love watching you in the morning. Honestly, I really got every morning. I know you're there. So
I appreciate that.
He's definitely consistent.
I get a click.
That's good to hear. I mean, a few people actually do hit me up like, man, I seen the message you put. I needed that. Thank you today. I just felt, I was going through something and I seen what you put out. So I just want to say thanks. It got me through the day. And I'm like, man, definitely appreciated that. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome.
That's all I
but
do
he's so consistent with it that people are like, oh, he didn't post anything today, and I'm like,
if I don't do it, if I don't post or put up a positive message, I'm going through some shit that day.
Oh, you're public.
Yeah.
No, man.
Or where's the positive message today? Oh, this guy must be going through some problems. He must be feeling himself like,
they're
what the fuck?
breaking up.
Damn, my bad, Jordan. My bad. Hold on. Let me stop what I'm doing.
There's got to be something going on in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, can I just have a day to myself?
Yeah, seriously.
That doesn't require me to be pouring into other things.
See, this is why fame to me has never been my thing.
I don't really care.
I've never been about fame. John's over there.
You sure about that?
Fuck
you sure about that?
He's like, I don't know.
You're full of shit. I'm not super about being famous, bro. I'm not. It's not my goal, man.
But what's this definitions for being famous?
Haven't you? I've heard him singing that song. Fame, I want to live forever.
Damn. You've been singing. You've been singing.
Shut up. I can't sing to save my fucking life.
Do you sing?
No, hell
no, you can't sing. I can't sing. You can't sing.
We're in the same boat.
I mean, I don't want to be famous. I just want my music to get out. I want it to be heard. You know what I'm saying?
Like, my goal as an actor has never been to be fucking, I want to be an Oscar winner and be in the same conversation with Johnny. No, that's not my goal. My goal.
It'd be pretty cool.
It would be. It'd be fucking awesome.
It can happen.
Why not? Shit.
I mean, my goal's always been, I want to do something that I have fun. Where it's not work, because isn't that everybody says that, like, hey, if you have fun at work, what is it? You never work a day in your life. What is it? How does it say?
Yeah,
if you love what you do,
you never work a day in your life.
Yeah,
right. That's my goal. Like, if I could do this, what we're doing right now,
right,
and this could be my money and whatever, I would do this every fucking day.
Same here,
and not complain until Johnny needs to learn how to do some shit.
I feel like I'm doing double work where I work. That's all friggin'. But that's another day.
And we heard that you don't do tech, so you're not technical. You're not the tech guy.
Who's saying that?
He's the fucking talent. Is what he is. That's what he likes to call him. He's the talent.
Oh, we're gonna make him a shirt that says I'm the talent.
He's the fucking talent.
He goes the muscle.
Yeah.
I'm there. We go. That's how it works.
Hell no.
That's next up.
But I want to thank you guys for coming out.
No,
for sure.
Having a lot of laughs with us here.
Yeah, memory lane. I love it.
Memory lane.
Yeah, man.
If you guys ever want to come back,
we do.
Free.
Y'all want us back. You guys want us back? Feel free, man.
This was probably one of the most entertaining episodes we've had in a long time.
Yeah,
thank you.
It feels that way to me right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's really entertaining.
He says that to everyone that comes on.
Yeah, right. He butters.
No, this one was a little bit different. It was like reminiscing about like the old days.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was very interactive,
It felt natural.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
It was natural.
But if you guys are willing to come back, we can figure something out. We can get you guys back on.
No, for sure.
Again, I want to say, thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you guys
Appreciate
so much.
you.
Thank you, John.
Definitely
John, you got anything else?
What's up, John?
No, I'm
John?
I gotta stop asking. That's
what do you want me to say,
He's
man?
like, well, we already talked about our gangbanging days, and we talked about our other.
Well, to be clear, I obviously wasn't the gangbanger. I was the fat kid with the mushroom haircut.
There it is.
And still getting picked on, I guess, for some odd reason. Still getting.
Then he started lifting weights.
Guns drawn.
That's how it usually happens.
Yeah.
And now you can probably whoop all day ass.
You probably.
Probably. Yeah, we'll see.
He's a pretty big guy. You guys had a good time?
Yeah, I did.
Definitely
Thank you so much,
man. Yeah, definitely.
Dope.
That's going to be our episode for tonight. Like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, everything we said is in our opinion, and if you don't agree with it, you can piss off.